Season 2, Episode 22, coming at you. It's the Illegal
Welcome back.
Podcast.
We've reached a conclusion on the podcast.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that sniff that someone came through with in the middle of that intro. That's premium grade A content, and you will not get that anywhere else. It is
premium
a solid sniff right in the middle of the intro. I mean, who else is bringing you shit like that?
Who else is bringing you a half an hour long intro?
We should make it a little longer, to be honest with you.
7 minutes.
They say your intro has to be 20% of your total
your full content
video length. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 20%?
20%. So if we're shooting for 60 minutes of talk time, we need to make our whole thing 80 minutes long, maybe? No, be a little
12 minutes, bro.
85
12
minutes long? How...
12-minute intro.
Well, we got to talk for 60 minutes. Ooh, though.
Yeah.
So I just want to touch briefly on a couple of like failed things in the past here. Failed tech, failed movies, and shit like that in general. There's a couple things on the list, starting up with Justice League. I just
It's bad.
I think they were a little late to the party, and they tried too hard, and then they tried too hard to be different.
They tried too hard and it was too fast. Like
The
they were
movie
just like,
in general?
It's just bad.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
the approach.
They clearly they were like, oh, Marvel's got success and all their superheroes are fighting each other in this latest movie. Let's have our Justice League fight each other too. It just felt very, I mean, not to mention all the weird ass shit going on that was just very non-canon, so to speak, of the typical Justice League.
Yeah.
That
We're gonna go ahead
goddamn mustache fiasco.
Yeah, that's just...
By the way, if you heard that dog and you can guess what kind of breed is barking, you get 30 points.
30 points.
30 points. Leave it in the comments.
About as valuable as one Shroot buck.
Bob Lazar.
Oh, do not undervalue the Shroot buck. Okay.
It's worth 1/100th of a penny, dude.
Another one I want to touch on briefly is ISIS, the mobile wallet.
1981 pennies.
Yes.
You guys remember that shit? ISIS, the mobile
ISIS
wallet?
Mobile wallet, yeah.
Yeah.
Fail.
Yeah, they were
Well,
just
I
like...
think
They were like, are you... Could you imagine? They woke up to that news story. They just went, are you fucking kidding me? Out of
It's
all
like
the
we wake up
names...
tomorrow and there's like a terrorist organization called the Illegal Podcast, and we'll be like, what? What are we gonna do now?
Oh, I know what we do is
Rebrand
we milk the
ourselves,
shit out of that.
Samsung Pay or the Cash App?
I mean, that's not as bad as Al Qaeda air freshener. Let's be honest.
Did that exist?
No,
Yeah,
it
but
should.
I bet it does.
even
I
if
bet
it did,
does.
Al Qaeda air freshener is not linked to anybody's fucking bank account.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
Like ISIS mobile wallet, really?
Yeah, you're just like, oh shit, I gotta cancel that immediately. That was the same thing that happened in Archer. Their like whole organization was called ISIS, and then like as soon as that shit happened, they were like, well, we're calling it something else now.
And they didn't rebrand that like ever. Like it was still ISIS.
What, in Archer?
No, not Archer, that mobile wallet thing. Like they never took time to go out and rebrand it. They're like, we should just give it a different name altogether.
That's
Like,
rebranding.
They just...
Like
I heard they did rebrand it. It's called rebranding.
You guys remember the Facebook phone?
I do remember
HTC
that.
piece of shit that came out.
Yeah, it
It's
was.
like Facebook branded and shit.
I think it was the first phone that had Facebook pre-installed on it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Another
it was
failed
like-
thing along that same lines is the Amazon phone that they had.
Sure.
Yeah.
And if we're going there, we can go with the Windows phone too. I mean, they had some support. but
Yeah.
it
Yeah, I was gonna say,
wasn't-
Windows Phone
it
got
just never
further.
gained any traction.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I read something or watched a video about Bill Gates talking about he missed the train on Windows Phone. He could have
Yeah.
had the whole market if, like, his attention was on it.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
if he-
elsewhere, I guess. I don't remember where he said it
Yeah.
was at the moment, but
If they beat
Well,
Android easily.
even now, like the functionality of Windows has way more functionality than Android does, but like their mobile platform, in my opinion, just fucking sucks. Like it's no good. No good.
keeping with the phones, I got a couple more. We got, of course, that Galaxy Note 7
Mm.
fiasco.
See, now that
We
was
could talk about the Fold with that as well.
well, yeah. Well, starting with the 7, that was obviously it was a problem they had, but I think it was blown way out of proportion with the whole fucking super recall and can't go on airplanes, and it seems silly. People were really hesitant to give that phone up.
Yeah.
I know a couple
Ray?
people who still have them.
Do you?
Ray,
I know at
What
least
are you
one
talking
person
about?
who still has it.
Ray.
I think I know at least one person who still has one too.
Is it illegal to own one of those
He's in
still?
that square over there.
No, I don't think
I
so.
don't think it's illegal.
You know, if it is,
Living
I
up to our
might know.
namesake.
Might not know him, but I'm pretty sure I do know somebody. If it is legal to own that.
Remember when they
Talking about-
modded that phone into GTA?
Play more, yeah.
Throw
That
nice
was one of the
Note
best
7s.
It was beautiful too. They made that phone look so
Yeah, it
good.
did look good.
Oh my god.
How about Facebook trying to make their own platform for, I think it was like a different operating system for phones recently? They announced that they want to do that. And then the same day or the day later, it was exposed that 160 million more people got their information leaked. So funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Leaked on Facebook?
Yeah, like due to some exploit, because of course.
Don't remember hearing about the Facebook phone, other than like the old HTC.
Yeah.
Remember about Facebook UI or whatever they're calling it. We can talk about that Google Glass though.
Yeah, that was a really
Yeah. Cool.
strange thing. That whole concept didn't make any sense to me, that like a phone, which seemed so much better in every aspect of it, and then you just take this very small like piece of glass that just sucks in every fucking way imaginable. The
Yeah.
smallest little piece of technology, and they're like, it's $2,000, and it's like, what? How is
Doesn't make it. Yeah. it
how
doesn't
is
make
that
any
tiny
sense.
little bit
Yeah.
2,000, but I have this fucking, fucking Note 10 that's 1,000? Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, definitely. I think wearables
when you've
like
seen
that with
people-
glasses, though.
Did you guys see
For the
people
future.
with it when like it first came out? And people would be like, "Oh, you didn't see anyone?" I saw a couple people that'd be walking around, and like all they were doing, like people were just like, "Can I try it? Can I try it?" And they were just literally just like passing it back and forth. I was like, "That's so annoying
Yeah.
And gross.
Absolutely.
and gross." Yeah. And people put it on, they're probably like, "How does it work?" And they just have to go, "It doesn't."
Keeping up with Google's kind of
They have an endless list of failed products.
failed products,
Yeah.
which I don't think this is entirely Google's fault. I
Software.
think that this is like everybody's in general. Project Ara.
Oh yeah, what
I
was
really
that?
wanted Project Ara to have.
Is that
it was
that
like
mobile
a
phone?
modular phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that,
Every single piece of the phone, except for like the chassis itself, was replaceable. You could pull out the battery, pop in a bigger battery. You could pull out the camera, pop in a bigger camera. You could pull out the camera altogether if you don't want to take any photos and put in more storage for music if you're going
Sure.
camping, whatever
Yeah.
the case
yeah,
may be.
speaker.
You break your screen, you paid $50 for a new screen, and you just slide the screen out, slide a new screen in. And I was really excited for that
Yeah.
stuff, and I just never gained any traction. And I'm pretty confident it's an electric vehicle kind of thing. Where
And then the
big
Pixel 4
companies
came
make
out.
it kind of
Yeah,
build the modularity scene.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
that
probably
would've been
true.
cool.
Thing where greed kind of stifles advancement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
That's a bummer.
Google
Does that happen?
Plus?
Great. Nice
Google
advance.
Plus. Well, Google Plus has a purpose, and the only purpose for Google Plus is to sign in with Google Plus. That is the only thing I have ever used Google Plus for.
Yeah, and now it just has continue with Google now, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like,
They phased
I
it
don't
out.
have to sign in with Google Plus anymore. That's great.
yeah, I feel like everything about Google Plus was 100% better than Facebook at the time when it came out, but it was
Sure.
just
Yeah, they were late.
yeah, people just were already sick of social networks at that point. Seems like
People
especially at
still
that
using
point,
Facebook.
That's true, but like, remember back in the day when it was just like every fucking week there was something. There's like, oh, now Foursquare's a thing, and you're like, what's Foursquare? And it's like you can check in at places. Then you had to like, there was like a bunch of different like you'd go places, be like, I gotta check in on Foursquare. I gotta fucking. It was fucking
Meanwhile,
ridiculous.
Facebook's in the back just being like, hey, what's this Foursquare shit? You get to check in at places. We should just take that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they
was gonna
pretty
say,
much
yeah,
bought
sure.
everything.
Yeah, that's still happening. It's just a big company like Facebook or Google will just buy it before it hits mainstream and say, yeah, look what we're doing now.
Which I'm pretty sure is what happened to Project Ara. I think Project Ara started as a not Google company,
Yeah,
and then
they
Google
got.
bought it and it died.
Yeah, it was Phone Blocks before it was the
Yeah,
company.
phone blocks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's how often that kind of shit happens, where they're just like, let's just buy it.
Buy that tech so nobody releases it and makes our money.
Yeah. What else you got on there?
PlayStation Vita was super before its time. That
Mm-hmm.
was fantastic, but never gained much traction. Just I don't think everybody was ready for that type of mobile gaming experience.
I heard they might have something else coming out.
Huh?
I'd be
PlayStation
surprised.
5?
No, like another kind of like the idea of like a portable PS5, like a Switch equivalent.
Gotcha. That would be
I-
interesting.
I thought I remember seeing that they're getting out of the handheld market completely because they know they're not selling any.
I mean, that would be ideal. I mean, especially because now that especially with like the XCloud
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think
shit
cloud
going on,
gaming-
like
cloud
that
gaming
shit's
is the future
that
for
shit's
that.
so rad. I have not been using it as much as I thought I'd be using it, but it's still fucking really rad to have the option. Now here's I don't know if you guys knew this, but when you use like the actual XCloud rather than the game streaming, it lets you play games that you don't even own that are just available on XCloud, which I thought I thought that was really cool. I thought it was just going to be like, here's some games we offer, but you also have to like own them, but they'll stream better. But like whatever games are in there, you can just play them as long as you have a phone that can run it, I guess.
It's what Stadia should have done.
Oh, absolutely. And there's a fucking fail right off the gate.
Sure.
Yep, yeah, that's gonna fail as well, just like Google Hangouts.
Yeah, no, I mean if they just weren't ready. I think if they would have waited a year, maybe 2 years, yeah, sure, it would have been late to the game. And then we were just
But it
talking
would have
about
been
how
Google's, and it would have been
yeah,
like years better, and everybody's already got Google anyway. So
right. And everyone now it's just like, oh, well, fucking, you have to pay for the service, you have to pay for the fucking, although it's cheap equipment compared to a console, you still want that fucking Chromecast.
yeah,
Maybe one of their controllers, because I don't think they officially support the Xbox one yet. I could be wrong on that.
yeah. I don't
And
know
then you got to
sure.
pay for the fucking games on top of that, and they're all old games from 1-2+ years ago.
And they're still at pretty much full price too, aren't they?
Yeah, and some of them are more expensive than full price. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I haven't really fucked around
Yeah.
with looking into the Stadia at all.
Yeah, it's
Ooh, heard that through Ray's
Hot
mic.
mess.
That was cool.
better than
Yeah, it's true.
mine.
But yeah, there was like a game that was like 20 or 25 bucks on Steam, full 30 bucks. It was on Stadia, and they were like, their reasoning behind it was, well, that's what it's going to be on a console, and we are lining ourselves, with consoles rather than like PCs. And everyone was like, well, that's bullshit, and you're going to fail your piece of shit.
Yeah. Like your whole idea is making this whole thing cheaper, and then you're charging more money.
Yeah, and the whole other thing too is like you'll never have to do updates, right? Like you'll never have to fucking. Everything will always be updated because it's all server based. And then they got Borderlands 3, and it's like a build from like two plus months ago. Well, everyone else got all these updates and all these new items and shit, all these new missions, and they're like, everyone's just like, what the? Everything you do is like not what you said you were gonna do. They're supposed to all have 4K support. None of the games are like 4K yet. They're like upscaled 1440 games, and they're just like, well, we support it.
See, I really hope that something, I'm just hoping it hasn't been announced yet, or maybe I just haven't heard about it yet, but I'm just really hoping inside that this new Xbox coming out, like I wish they would just partner up with Steam, like for the Xbox, and
Yeah.
then you could run everything on it. Microsoft or PC games.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
look at-
probably they get close to that because
I mean-
Phil Spencer's been pushing for like PC and Xbox support like hard. That's
Game
why
Pass
cross-play is a
Ultimate.
thing. Yeah,
That seems
So-
to be doing well. And there's games. There's
already games you can play on either right now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
for
I mean,
sure.
I've
There's
been
a
playing a
bunch.
shit ton of Ark, and Ark is either one. Load it
And,
up.
and there's also PC exclusive games.
Yep.
Which is kind of sweet.
Beat
Cool.
Saber. I want to play some Beat Saber on the Xbox.
Yeah, they need
Beat
VR
Saber-
support.
Yeah,
That's-
I was gonna say I don't think the VR support's gonna be on the new Xbox. Phil Spencer was like, nobody wants that.
It's
He
true.
I
said
don't
that
see-
direct quote.
I think that if you have something that works well with it, like
There's just
I
too
wouldn't.
few. Well, there's too few bangers right now. Like
Yeah.
there's
as far
Beat
as actual
Saber.
content,
Yeah,
literally
there's
Beat Saber,
Boneworks, and there's a couple
Yeah, but-
coming out. But like, think of how much money all that shit, research and development, and the equipment you need people to buy for 2 games that are worth playing. I mean, Resident Evil 7, throw that one in there. So I mean, you got a handful of games, but then you also got
Yeah,
to
but there's
pay
not
those
the,
people to make those games support the Xbox VR.
right?
just
but
a
that's
lot of
not
money.
What I'm saying. What if? Why couldn't you just buy that? Isn't there a new Steam VR thing that has finger tracking? Like, why couldn't they just plug that in and like use existing equipment? Because the specs
The
on the new
Oculus?
Xbox,
Yeah, or more
Maybe-
like built
what's
like
Oculus?
PC.
yeah,
It-
it's gonna
for
be
sure.
pretty
It's Valve.
fucking hardcore. Like, it looks like it's gonna be able to have the capability to do VR stuff. So I mean,
Yeah.
the only way to get more content is to have a vehicle to play it on. Otherwise,
true.
there's also no incentive for another Boneworks
Well,
or
that-
anything else to come out.
I think that's that's the problem that I'm sure that's exactly what we're talking about, right? Is like they're just not enough.
Chicken and the egg.
Yeah. It's like, well,
Third
there's
deal.
not enough out there for us to make it, and they're like, well, we're not going to make it if you're not going to fucking support it.
Any more failed tech there, Brian?
Go 90.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Go 90, that was
Failed-
that
Failed
Verizon
video platform.
thing?
Yeah, the Verizon Well, I don't think it started as a Verizon platform, did it?
I
I
think
think
they
it was
bought
bought by Verizon.
They had some
Verizon
sort of exclusive
buying-
show on Go 90. What was it?
Some sort of what?
Exclusive, like it was an exclusive.
Like
Mm.
TV show or something?
Yeah,
is that what you're
yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Something
Oh,
something
sure.
decent. They did have something decent, but no one really gave a shit about it. Because it was just one of those things too, where just like people just don't want to deal with like another streaming app. I think that's why.
Verizon officially shutting down Go 90 June 28th.
Yeah.
There you go.
Popped up for a second and disappeared.
Game
I
over.
thought it was already canceled, honestly.
June
Was
28th,
that-
2018.
Okay. Yeah.
You didn't find that exclusive show though.
I'm looking real quick.
Okay. In the meantime, I got mine. If you guys are
Yeah,
down.
go ahead.
Sure.
Mine
well, I'm not
is-
looking then.
Fine,
Go
it
90
doesn't-
don't deserve that much attention.
No, it
It's
doesn't
true.
really.
Quit saying its
so-
name. Quit saying its name.
So scrolling through weird news and
You were squirreling through it.
squirreling through. Do you guys also agree that there's a lot of art exhibits or art galleries that display some dumb shit that just sells for way too much money? Like it looks like some 5-year-old just drew on the wall and they're like, "Oh, that's worth 50 grand or
Like the,
70
are we gonna
grand."
talk about the banana?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's all
banana
about money
duct taped to the
laundering.
wall. So there's a banana that was duct taped to the wall at an art installation in Miami that sold for 120K. And it sold 2 of those, and it's on their 3rd installation, and then the other 3rd installation's raised to 150,000.
Yeah, and did you see? All
I'm getting to that.
right.
So there's a performance artist. His name is David Dentuna. He posted on Instagram, and probably Twitter. He walked up to the banana, untaped it, and just ate the banana.
right after someone paid for it, 120K.
That's so funny. And then like somebody was just like, "You're not supposed to do that," and he's just like, "It's performance art, and my name is Hungry Artist." It was so
Yeah,
stupid.
and that's what the painting was called, Hungry Artist.
Yeah.
Or not the painting, but the fucking banana taped to a fucking wall.
Sure.
But here's the thing, right? Is like that banana is not going to last more than
No.
a few moments, so you're gonna have to replace it anyway. And that was like the whole fucking thing, is how fucking stupid it all is.
Yeah, it says organizers had previously confirmed to CNN that the banana can be replaced if needed. It says the artist's instructions were to work intentionally imprecise.
Because the guy who bought it was all pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what the fuck? And it's just like, dude, you're gonna have to replace that banana yourself in an hour anyway.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, an hour, yeah. Especially in Miami, like probably a half an hour.
Yeah, it reminds me of that story from a while back of what's his Banksy shredding that piece of art right after someone paid a fucking fancy fucking penny for it.
Definitely, yeah, Banksy's pretty cool for that kind of shit.
Yeah, there was some really weird shit on a Joe Rogan podcast where like someone who actually like knows like who it is was just like he was like almost like hinting at that it was like kind of staged. The whole thing was like staged or something. He was like inferring some weird shit, and like Joe was like, "Well, what are you talking about?" And he was like, "I can't even like I've probably said too much already. I can't even say anything else about it." And he was like, "What?" And he was just like, "Yeah, I can't even say anything else. I think I've said too much already." So I was
We're done here.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh shit." Maybe it was like fake, but it was still so good to watch. There was people who like seemed like they were in on it, right? Like this shit starts shredding, they're like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
Like I just don't feel like that'd be like anyone's like in real time response. I'd be like, "Oh shit, that's fucking so good." And there was already people that was like recording it, which seemed weird, you know, like it was like possibly staged or set up. And his whole thing was like, you know, if they're gonna bring some sort of art into a museum, don't you think they're gonna like do a little investigating? Like, hey, why does this fucking picture frame feel like it's got a fucking paper shredder in it as they're like hanging it up?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Seemed a little weird. Oh, we're losing.
God, he's getting so. Oh no,
We're losing Ryan down there.
hey,
He's backish.
The AI just
definitely
fucking hates him.
Back-ish.
Yeah.
Speaking of AI, no, I got nothing. Praise the AI.
Yeah, I had just seen that banana thing, and I just thought it was ridiculous, and I thought you guys would agree that there's a lot of... I mean, there's been, like, I think even in the 80s, I forget the guy's name, he was a pretty well-known artist, where he just, like, brought the toilet, I think it's Marcel Duchamp, he brought, like, just a toilet and put it in, like, the art exhibit, and, like, that was his entry, and that was, like, the beginning of that art movement of just, like, ridiculous installation pieces, and it's like, fucking anything's art now. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like that. It's kind of frustrating, right? Especially like there's so many artists that are just like so good at what they do, but like
yeah.
they just can't sell anything because they don't have a name. And then someone fucking duct tapes a banana to a fucking wall, and it sells for 120 fucking thousand. And they're just like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Artists. Yeah, I was gonna say I make like 30K a year, and like I just sold 2 of those. Damn it!
It's so ridiculous. Someone just walks up to a banana on a wall and just like, yeah, I get this. How much? How much for this?
Yeah, I can definitely say that, you know, art is subjective, and there
For
are
sure.
things that for sure have value that I do not appreciate at all. A lot of art, I think, when I look at it, I'm just like,
country music.
I just don't get it, you know, like nothing to me. It's just nonsense. And some people love that shit, and I'm willing to admit that maybe, you know, obviously I just don't get it, but there's no way for me to fucking justify in any way whatsoever $120,000 duct tape banana. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and some people also use like some brick wallpaper fucking for art installations.
Yeah. Well, let's see, like Ray's camera's tilted, dude.
What?
Yeah, he's coming in live from
it'd be
his talk show apparently. You just got a weird you got a weird angle. Oh, we're losing everybody.
He's just sitting to the right of his.
Yeah.
How about this?
Yeah,
like
just look up and to the right a little bit, and it'll be like an Olin Mills photo. No, that's too much.
There we go.
When you ever seen a family photo where they're looking up like that?
You just tell me when I've got it right. Is this good?
Do what Brian was doing.
You will never know.
You missed it. You'll have to check out the episode, you piece of shit.
I'll check it out after it's uploaded.
Just a quick little reminder, if you guys are still with us listening in, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. That's the best way to help us if you can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Facebook,
if you hate us,
YouTube.
do it anyways.
Anchor, soon to be on Apple Podcasts and anywhere you find your podcasts.
I don't need what. We're gonna skip that.
No.
We're gonna skip my anger on that subject for the moment. All right, I got a random topic that's just it's nothing exciting here, but I wanted to go over some of these facts, right? So this is just some stupid fucking article called Top 13 Insane Monster Energy Drink Facts. Okay? We're talking about facts.
Can you divulge the name of the website at which the article is on?
Yes, for sure. It's called this is terrible. It's probably owned by AOL and Verizon. But it's called Delishably.
That sounds like.
Is that website where they do?
Would do with Go90 would definitely have something to do with that.
Yes.
They do those recipes and then have the delicious at the end or whatever.
So I should probably give a little credit to the website I pulled most of my failed tech from as well. That was The Verge. But go ahead, Rob.
The Verge, soon to be on the list themselves. No, I'm sure they're doing just fine.
Right.
All right, so some of these, I'll skip. Some of these are like none of them are actually insane at all. They're all like pretty mediocre, but there's some interesting ones in here. So the first one, I thought that was a little odd. We're talking about Monster Energy drink as well. Just as a reminder, there is it produces over 34 different flavors, which I thought was excessive. That's too many flavors. I like options, but give me a fucking break. So here's one of the weird things about it. They have obviously different like categories. So they got their regular Monster, which includes their fucking low carb, assault, absolute zero. They got the rehabs. They got the ultra, the juice, the punch, the Java, the muscle, the hydro, and also the max, which is made with nitrous oxide.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
Wake me up. Nitrous oxide.
So out of those 34 flavors that they have, right? None of
Go
them.
with the nitrous flavor.
Yeah, I go with nitrous flavor too. No, even the nitrous one comes in 3 flavors known as Super Dry, Eclipse, and Solaris. So that brings us to the next fact, which is none of them are actual flavors. Out of the 34 flavors they have, they're all like bullshit, things called like Chaos and Ripper.
Well, they couldn't, if they were like, orange flavor, there's no way to copyright that.
Yeah,
so they probably.
I mean, there are some that'll like, it's like this is vanilla Java or some shit. So I mean, it's like they all have like, flavors, but most of them are just like random names that you're just like, oh, this tastes like apples, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the marketing team is definitely working with the Axe body spray team and naming the same shit.
That wouldn't be
same
surprising,
consumer
actually.
is grabbing a Monster and grabbing this can of Axe body spray. They both are called Solaris.
Exactly, dude. Also, that's how it tastes to chew 5 gum. Yeah, I got some weird ass ones. Like here's a flavor, Kern's Nectar. Kern's Nectar. You want to put some of that in your mouth?
I want Kern's Nectar all up in my mouth.
Oh no, you know what? Let me take that back. The flavor is actually called Mango Loco, but its flavor profile, Kern's Nectar.
His drinks.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah. Oh, here's a fucking awful one. So there's Ultra Purple, right? Which actually is a decent tasting Monster. As far as Monster goes, I think a lot of them, almost all of them, exclusively taste like hot shit.
Most of the time cold shit because it's usually refrigerated.
Well, I put mine in a microwave for 30 seconds.
Yep.
So they taste like hot shit.
Keep it in the can, kids. That's bad advice.
No, you pour it in.
Keep it in the can, kids. That's one of their slogans. Keep it in the can, kids.
Wrap it up.
But here's my biggest issue with most grape shit is it can sometimes remind me of that old medicine you used to take as a child, Dimetab. I think it used to be called. And right here, right in the profile for Ultra Purple, it says Ultra Purple Kool-Aid, fantastic. Love that old school fucking purple Kool-Aid with a dinosaur on it. Zebra, striped gum, purple Nerds. All pretty much spot on for the taste of that fucking ultra purple. And then right here it says Dimetapp. Right in the flavor profile, dude. That is disgusting. I don't think it tastes like that, and if it did, I wouldn't drink it, but I feel like a lot of grape shit reminds me of that, and I'm just like, ugh, this tastes like fucking cough medicine. Same with a lot of cherry shit, too. I feel the same way.
I want to go out and buy ultra purple now.
I just want to go drink Dimetapp.
Have you guys tried that cherry Sprite? Speaking of cherry shit.
Want a Sprite cranberry?
No.
Oh man, cherry Sprite. It's
cherry Sprite.
Yeah, I don't even
Well,
like.
I used to love cherry 7-Up.
I had raspberry Sprite.
Roll Sprite?
Good.
Would be red squirt.
Mmm. Hey, you know, while we're on the topic of just naming random fucking sodas, you know those fucking those new soda jerks that they have where like you fucking it's just like fucking 800 flavors and you just pick out what the fuck you want. You guys seem to be stoned. They got those up in Michigan? Little soda jerk.
Are you talking like little vending machines where you pick what you want?
Yeah, it's like a touchscreen.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things
blew our minds, Rob.
of recent is they
I'm
started
moving to Ohio
bottling.
tomorrow.
They started bottling peach Coke, right, in a glass, and it's so good. And if you go up to one of them fucking Coke machine soda jerks, there's 18 different Coke flavors, and not one of them is fucking peach Coke. But if you click on any other of the fucking mellow yellow, any of the other flavors, you can get peach as an option. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Mellow yellow is the shit, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. But I want my peach Coke. You clearly have a peach tube in here that dispenses the peach. Give me the peach Coke. Just wanted to throw that in there.
Peach mellow yellow in there, and then
No, you know goddamn well it's not the same thing.
Hashtag diet for peach Coke.
Oh, that's not the same thing.
Hashtag not my peach
I
Coke.
bet that's all it is. You tried it. You don't even know.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll keep you updated on that. I'm gonna try that next time. I'm gonna be so pissed off.
Ryan, try it today. That you're going to see this.
I will. I'll be at the movie theater.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this next fact.
Whatever it's called.
Fact.
This next fact, I'm only gonna say it because the title of these facts was like 10 absolutely insane facts about Monster. So this one's gonna blow your fucking mind. They sponsor extreme sports. Let that sink in. There he goes. I knew someone would get it. That's none of us knew that. Now Ryan knows. Broke his headphones. He got a wire hanging out of him now.
I didn't believe it.
Yeah, I
Too extreme.
couldn't believe it either. So
Not butter.
You missed facts 4 and 5 as well.
well, no, we're just that was actually fact 11. We started at 13.
Ellen DeGeneres over here.
It's the second best-selling energy drink. And if for some reason you understood Ryan's Ellen DeGeneres reference, you can just get the fuck out of here, okay? If for some reason you understood what that meant or you thought it was funny, you can take a hike. Here's your trail mix.
Feel free to like, share, and subscribe before you do.
Trail mix? What the fuck?
That's for your fucking hike you're going on, bud. So the second best selling energy drink, it's probably not a surprise to anyone. All right.
The Monster's
Monster is the second best.
Yeah.
No, that's believable because it sucks.
Right.
Not
They got
really well.
they got one good flavor. It's commonly mixed with alcohol. Not a surprise to anyone, right?
Yep.
You prefer
So-
my Jaeger bombs with Monster versus Red Bull.
What?
Yep, try it. It'll change your life.
I have tried that, and I would disagree.
Yeah, well, you're also a piece of shit.
No.
That's also true.
Hello, Drew.
Used to be labeled as a dietary supplement. with Grandiose promises.
How did the FDA
Grandiose?
allow that shit to go down?
Grandiose? Maybe.
Well, the FDA loosely defines a dietary supplement as anything that supplements your diet.
Crazy.
You guys want to try some of my dietary supplement water?
Yeah, that's true. That was not a sponsor.
That's some bullshit.
Talking about
But this
rose
is
flavors.
Nestle Pure Life. Donde está Nestle?
It's
Well,
not coffee.
Jones soda flavors. They had back in the day mashed potatoes and
Foo-foo
turkey
berry.
gravy.
Oh,
There's
mashed potatoes.
PB&J.
and turkey gravy?
Apparently that was a thing, but PB&J I think is still around. Have you guys ever tried that?
Oh,
No.
but it sounds great. I would totally drink it.
It was not great.
I just love peanut butter and jelly from my soul.
From the soul.
So deep down.
So, fact 6. We're zipping through them here. We're skipping some of them that are just fucking bland.
Like
Many-
fucking
This is awful.
sponsor extreme sports.
Yes. It's just fucking mind-blowing fact. You probably shouldn't even say that. Well, Ryan's listening. He'll freak out. But many people think it supports Satan because of the 3 claw marks. Pretty much are
Oh, yeah, yeah.
individually like the Hebrew symbol for 6. So it's like 666. So that's
It's one of the best videos of
Awesome.
all time. If you guys haven't seen that one lady at the convention that was like talking about the monster. I don't know if you guys seen that or not. Highly recommend YouTubing like lady, monster, devil.
yeah. Just go
That's
ahead
gonna
and
get
search that,
everything.
guys.
Oh my god. Lady
Right now.
Monster Devil.
I guarantee that's the first thing that comes up. The lady, monster, devil,
Mhm.
and that's gonna be the fucking first guy.
Yeah, and while you're searching for that, if you didn't know that the base of a banana is called the devil's anus, so if you also want, you can fucking Google devil anus and banana. The same. You won't be disappointed.
Devil. Ain't it?
Nope.
But-
Lady Monster Satan, the first one that comes up is the Web Redemption for Touch.0.
Mm.
But it is about the Monster Energy drink video with that lady. So that's kind of fun.
She
You
redeemed
also
herself.
changed Satan. You said Lady Monster Devil the first time.
Whatever,
Mm.
same thing.
Oh, it's not.
Leave a thumbs down for that. Number 5 on the list, they are quick to sue, which you would think a lot of people would be suing them. I don't know. They be suing the shit out of everybody. So they pretty much, if you got like Monster in your name for your product, they just fucking sue you. So here's a little.
I'm pretty sure. Well, we're still kind of on the topic of Monster. I'm pretty sure there's one of the big higher ups lives in Michigan and frequents the same place that we have a cabin.
Take a look for him and then ask him about all these things.
Yeah, well, I'll show him our podcast and
Yeah, where we just talk shit about Monster for an hour straight. Then when you turn it off, you just fucking look at him right in the face. That's it.
acknowledge me.
Make a better product, fellas. Do
Acknowledge.
better.
All right, so here's a quick little story here. Monster's webpage glorifies the company's lack of traditional advertising in favor of supporting individual people, bands, and events. Oh, what a nice company, right? Sure, until it sues the pants off of you. Monster pursues anyone brandishing any name that even somewhat resembles Monster. MonsterFishKeepers.com, for example, Monster served them a cease and desist letter for alleged copyright infringement. And they believe that people were going to their website based off the popularity of the Monster Energy drink, and then they owed Monster Energy.
Did they win that?
It says here they did not win that,
Good.
but they are not shy about their lawyering tactics. They engage in what's called trademark bullying, where they just constantly sue the shit out of anyone that even looks, breathes, or even says the word monster.
Monster.
It says they sued
damn it.
DreamWorks for Monsters
Because of
Inc.
you.
That's nuts.
And it said here they won $2.2 billion. And now DreamWorks has to put Monster Energy drinks in all their movies going forward. And it says here...
Doesn't seem accurate.
We're going to see how long I was going to be able to go just saying ridiculous bullshit.
No, that's true.
But no,
Sounds
they
like
really do that. No, they didn't win. But they do sue a lot of fucking people, a lot of people that just have really anything to do with the word monster, and a lot of
next week.
A lot of places says here they go pretty crazy, and when a $2.2 billion pretty much tells you you're gonna have to shut down your little mom and pop shop to make a living. Most people can't even afford the legal fees, and they just gotta fucking shut it down.
So I got a business idea. Open a shop, call it Monster Energy Drink Incorporated.
Yeah, and they never make any coupons, so they've never made a coupon here, it says. And it says they have a team of monster girls, okay?
Not surprised.
I'm gonna hold this up just so you can see what this is looking
can't
like
see
here.
that.
Oh, I know you can't see it, but the camera that is
No.
recording this can see it.
Okay.
So the thing,
Ray's trying to see it right now.
it says
Ray.
these. It says,
Try to look down beneath the screen.
so here's what's funny about the. That is funny. So it says these girls are pretty unique, and they got some pretty unique profiles right on their website. So if you go to this is ripped straight from the Monster website for the Q&A for the Monster Girls, right? The question is, these are verbatim, by the way. It stresses that this is verbatim straight from their website. Question and answers. If you want to get to know the Monster Girls, here's some of the questions they ask them, some of the answers that they have given. Verbatim. Where would you like to visit? Now, I'm gonna point out that there were spelling errors in the question. Okay? You don't get to see that, but there are spelling errors in the question. The woman answers, 3 years I have been a part of the Monster Energy family and can't wait for more to come. Alright? Tell us what your party trick is. Answer. I am a ski instructor. Full stop. That's your party trick. Teaching people how to ski. Alright. To have fun and let me hair down. Another spelling error. I love to fill in the blank. Alright? Answer. Barcelona Street League. Or Barcelona, if you're watching from Spain. I'm going to say that again. Barcelona Street League, comma, such a cool vibe, full stop. I can't wait for this year's season. And that's straight from their website. And then, of course, the number one insanely fun fact, fun for the whole family, is it can kill you. And it does kill people several a year.
Yep, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything kills several people a year, though.
That's also true.
So I didn't hear any of those facts. Can you repeat those again?
Yes. Fact 1.
That's actually fact 13.
That's
No,
actually
no.
fact 13. We'll be
Remember,
skipping
we
through
started
these.
at 13.
All right, that leaves us with Ray, who said he's got the best story that will not disappoint us. Go ahead. Caller, go ahead.
All right. So mine isn't really a story so much as it is just something to talk about. So obviously technology is moving at a rapid rate. Development of technology versus 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, et cetera, et cetera. What do you think as far as next iterations of technology that we will see that will be good for humanity, and the next iterations of technology that we're going to see that are going to be bad for humanity?
Fuck
Cyborg.
smart glasses, but they're going to be awesome.
Well, we lost Ryan there for a second, and he seemed to come back in the middle of some other podcast, in the middle of an answer. So let's Let's say the question again, and we'll wait till he's done, and then we'll tune back into this podcast and answer it. So what was the question again?
Are you done, Ryan? Are you fucking done?
Yes, repeat the question.
So technologies of the future or near future, things that you think they're going to be good or bad for humanity. Obviously, technology itself is neutral, but what things do you think we'll invent with that technology that will be the best for mankind and will be the worst for mankind, let's just say, over the next 20 years?
Cyborgs.
Smart.
Is that good or bad?
Yes.
Good.
Good for humanity because, like, we talked very briefly a long time ago about bionic eyes, and I know you guys have seen like people getting like amputees getting replacement limbs that aren't maybe necessarily as feeling as natural human limbs are, but extend their capabilities sometimes beyond what a normal human limb is capable of. So you get all 4 limbs replaced, you get bionic eyes, and you get a little chip embedded in your brain that permanently connects you to the internet, and all of a sudden, like, you are legitimately a cyborg. I mean, I don't know what else to call you except for a cyborg. It's going to be good in the fact that it's going to prolong human life, and it's going to make people be able to do things that they would have never been able to do before. The ability to see, like, better than 20/20, like, you can't be mad at that. That's never going to be a bad thing. Never.
Now, let me ask you a question about that. In your sex fantasy, do you have regular arms, or are they like can you visually see the robot arms, or they just look like regular arms?
All of them are regular, except for like every once in a while, like a flap will open. You'll get like a tool that pops out. Think like Inspector Gadget, like the finger.
Your finger flips open and a little
comes out. It's a little tickle thing.
Yeah, and it's just a little fork.
Go Gadget. Feather duster.
Go Gadget. Fork.
Dude, the power tools of the future in that case would be hilarious. Like, you'd never be buying a hand drill. You'd just be buying like shit to fucking put on, like
a literal hand
But
drill.
at the same point, we gotta say bad as well for cyborgs, because think of General Grievous. That is a real possibility.
Yeah. But General Grievous is sweet, so
Absolutely, it looks fucking sweet. But if
you
if
see
the
him
USA
fighting,
had
you're
an
just
army of them, and China had an army of them.
Ray thinks
don't
they're
know,
so
man.
sweet. He's running right
would
up to him
probably-
with his arms out, going, "Lock me up! Gotta get me some of that. That's fucking sweet."
Bioengineering, would you guys do it?
Bionic eyes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Bionic eyes, faux show. But I also need these to like see this microphone, so
they also have to be. I feel like they'd have to be
and I'm nearsighted.
like like you wouldn't be able to tell they were robot eyes or bionic eyes, right? They just have to be like perfect eyes. And I want to be able to pop them. Like, I want pretty much a phone on my, or an app on my phone where I could just be like, you know what, today I want fucking purple eyes. And I'm like, bop, my eyes just turn purple.
Yeah, color changing irises. that'd be
Mhm.
sweet.
Like
What about like
You
Philips,
eyeballs.
Philips Hue eyeballs. You can just you don't even have to use your app. You can just talk into Google and it'll do it.
Yeah.
Alexa Blue?
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet though.
Neuralink? Would you guys do that? Because that's been talked about. I know Elon Musk's talked about that, and he kind of showed the diagram of like the connections to the brain.
Yeah, but
Like-
how does that work though?
I'd
As
have
long
to
as
know
I
more
have
about
a
it
kill
before I
switch.
can.
As long as I have a physical kill switch that can never be
Sure.
overridden. Absolutely.
Basically, it seemed like, just to give a short synopsis of it, was like, it's obviously he was talking about like the connection from us to technology, from like typing or doing a search, even voice search. He just is like, it takes too long. It needs to be an instant connection to the information, like how you were saying, like you have all of Google's information in your brain, where I think that's just like almost like not a modem, but like just a receiver, and it just gets sent to your brain from whatever. I guess it'd be like an antenna modem, maybe.
Basically, it would give you cloud computing in your brain.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, but is it a scenario where like I go like it's like the Matrix where I just go, I know Kung Fu, or is it a thing where I'm like I want to know about Kung Fu, and I see this big stupid fucking Google search in my brain and I have to like figure it out.
You just sit there like
Yeah,
searching.
that's what I want to know is can I download the information and just have it, If I just like, oh, I need to know everything about fucking World War One, I can just be like, boop, and I just fucking like people ask me questions about it, and I like don't even know, but I do. I'm just like, holy shit, it's fucking.
I think that'll be available in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
But how does that fucking, because he's talking about this neural fucking network, like he's about to launch this company that allows you to do that. So like, how does that, do we know any, like you said he's talking about it?
Gotta get that hand drill that Ray was talking about and just fucking drill an SSD in your fucking brain.
I mean, that's fine. I just want to know. Do I have to search to learn my own Kung Fu and I just do it with my brain without a computer? Or can I just download how to know Kung Fu?
I think the real question is, why do you want to learn Kung Fu so badly?
I think that once you get to the point to where you have robotic limbs,
fuck Kung Fu.
Sure, absolutely. You can program your limbs to do different things. Sure. Why not?
You can learn your Kung Fu. I just want that fucking machine gun turd arm, and fuck your Kung Fu. I'll kill you.
Yeah. Okay. I have bionic legs, you dipshit. I'm gonna be running on top of your bullets as you're sitting there like, go, 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 go. I'm just gonna be like. My arm blade, dude, just fucking ready. Slice! That'd be so fucked up.
That's ridiculous.
And I pull out your fucking CPU and I'm just...
Eat that shit.
Yeah. Absorb it.
I think...
absorb it, yep, you just put it on the back of your head and it just melts in.
The health industry of the future is going to be majorly changed.
For
I think doctors are all pretty much going to be almost out of business, and it's going to be they're all just going to be researchers providing data to machines to help the machines do a better job. But
well, I think all industry.
Yeah,
I think
for
there's
sure.
still going to be some kind of human element in surgery, though.
I don't think so. I think
every single person's human. Like, I don't think if a robot is planned or programmed to figure out how to do a surgery on a certain person, and then like another person comes in and like they have a weird disease where like their internal organs are flipped, I bet that fucking robot would kill that person trying to do the surgery.
Right.
The first few probably until it figured out how to do exploratory shit. But I think surgery itself is going to be eliminated in the future for the vast majority of things. It'll just go away.
So what do you think? You're just gonna do what then? You need a heart transplant. What do? You don't if surgery's not a thing. You just saying?
I think they're going to be regrowing a heart within you, or accessing the information that allows you to regrow the part of your heart that is damaged. Or and if you, let's just say for cancer, something that you would normally have to have a surgery to take out of the body, I think what they'll be able to do is essentially figure out the actual, you know how like every cell, every thing, you know, every element has an electrical charge and a signature of some sort, you know.
Sure.
So I believe that they'll be able to use some sort of electromagnetic waves tuned to a particular signature to either grow or destroy that particular thing almost at will with technology, using something that's like electromagnetic light-based technology of the future. So like, you know how in the Thor movie, how like they pull up the guys, like when they're he's on the table and they pull up the hologram and you can see the whole like nervous system and everything.
No. Which Thor movie was this?
It was I believe it was the second one, maybe the first one. Shit, I don't know. I can't even remember who got fucked up.
I just saw the third one.
Oh, it was the chick that got poisoned with the stuff from the Dark Elves or whatever.
So they had a hologram map, of the body.
They had a hologram map of the body, and I think that we'll be able to have that basically hologram map and be able to apply the technology physically to the hologram map, and then that will actually make the it'll like resonate within the actual body, and so you won't have to cut anything open, do any sort of dissection to cure stuff.
I mean, there's a good solid chance that if science fiction becomes popular, eventually that technology is going to come out and exist in real life, just because human nature to try to replicate something that we've already seen before.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Google
We've
Glass,
seen it.
iPads. Cellular phones.
Communications.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just think like even in the medical industry, like you always see those, like even I think in The Mandalorian they even show it, like where like you have like just a little handheld thing that you can carry with you, like almost the size of an EpiPen, and you get like some wound and you're just all and it just
Like
fucking like
just
cauterizes. Yeah, like or
Impact.
it has like small little antibodies that like fucking stitch your skin together and shit. I've seen that in a few different sci-fi like TV shows.
Yeah, but that's the shitty way of doing it. I would just have that shit preloaded before battle. Like inject that shit prior, and then once you get damaged, it'll just fucking go there and fix you up. Like, why have to fucking do that shit? Like,
Because they get bored in there and they start doing shit they're not supposed to do.
well, you tell
You're
that
like-
to Wolverine then.
That's
It's like me saying I'm gonna shoot myself in the arm before I go into combat, so I know what it feels
Then all
like.
of a sudden you got a fucking racist Starbucks inside your fucking bloodstream, and you're like, what are they doing in there? And you're that guy that's got a racist Starbucks floating around in his fucking bloodstream.
Racist Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's the episode name.
There.
So yeah, I think the automatic driving will be something. I think that's super beneficial. Like when all cars are just like automatic, not like
Do you
when.
think that in our lifetimes we'll be able to skip that and we'll have beaming technology or teleportation?
Not in our
No.
lifetime.
Not
I
in our
think we
lifetime,
might
no.
see it, but it's not going to be super popular.
No.
I don't even know if we'll be able to see it, but I think we'll be close to it.
Not in my
Yeah,
lifetime.
could you imagine how
Seeing
different the world
teleporting
would
of
look?
objects.
Yes, yeah, we'll be able to physically see teleportation. in
Like,
our
what if
lifetime.
everybody instead of having a mailbox, had a teleportation box, and that's how they sent shit around the world? How cool would that be?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Instead of having to worry
Called
about
email.
It's that email. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet though. I mean, I think just how like different like shit would be if you could just all of a sudden like get rid of roads. Like you just didn't need roads anymore. You could just fill all that space with other shit, or just
get rid of it altogether.
get
would
rid
be-
of it altogether. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Well,
be land.
Just autonomous driving is gonna be fucking nice, I think. Just because I was driving yesterday, and I was like, it'd be so nice to just fucking Google dumb shit
Mhm.
while I'm just going down the road.
And I think
Not have
that
to pay attention.
the only way that makes sense is like having all of them be autonomous, because like
Yeah, they have to all
you
be.
know, it seems silly people like get so freaked out like, oh, a Tesla killed someone, when it's usually like a human error anyway. Like they jumped out in front of a Tesla to try to kill themselves. Or,
Right.
I have seen things where the Tesla, autopilot does fail, but
it does.
still, number-wise, it still fails way less than the number of humans.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we looked it up, I think, on one of our last episodes of like how many actual fatal car crashes there are each year, and it's just like, yeah, you come across a couple here and there with the fucking automatic cars, but really, how many would there be if they were all autonomous? Would it be better? Would it be worse?
I don't-
think it'd be better.
I think it would.
I feel like
it'd be way better.
I feel like
Yeah.
there'd be
Yeah.
less car crashes.
I mean,
absolutely.
just from drunk driving alone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
For sure.
that's just fantastic. You just immediately take every drunk driver off the road. But I'm sure they'd still have a law where they don't want you drunk even in an autonomous car, because sometimes you gotta fucking take control.
See, I want the car of the future where there's not even a steering wheel or anything.
They don't
Like,
even give you the
I can get
option.
it odd.
Like
Yeah.
it's that good. It's just like no matter what you do, we're gonna do it better because
Yeah.
you're a
I
human.
don't know.
And
See, I was
we're a
thinking more like
fucking
an
robot.
iRobot thing, where like it's pretty much never existent, but you have the option in an emergency situation to take control.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the Waymo progress over in Arizona about like the autonomous like Uber driving vehicles?
Mm.
Waymo basically has launched that already. Like that's a thing. Like I think it was a Verge video I watched. Just give them a shout out again, I guess. But a guy basically was just in the back seat. Nobody was in the front seat or the passenger seat, and he was basically just taken from his destination to his like next destination, and basically nobody was driving. There's nobody in this passenger seat to like take over just in case it fucked up.
Mhm.
But yeah, they've been driving, I think, doing tests in Arizona for about the last year and a half. Pretty
Wow.
crazy.
Now, MKBHD had that video of him taking a ride at some tech show where he just did the same exact thing. He just got in the back and it just fucking drove him around the city.
Yeah, it's
I want an electric helicopter drone service kind of like that, though.
yeah.
That'd be even better. That'd be another way to eliminate the roads. Like,
But can you imagine also like just having your vehicle, like say it's an autonomous vehicle, and then signing up for a service like say Waymo is like, hey, now all vehicles are autonomous. You can have your car making side income while you're at your actual job. That'd be
Yeah.
fucking great.
Yeah, that would be sweet. That would be sweet.
Everybody should take a minute to research the company called Volocity.
Velocity?
Um, It's VOLO, capital CITY, Volo. I assume Volo. I don't know. Maybe Velocity. Their German startup, Volocopter or Velocopter.
I don't like their tagline.
Volocopter, but is a legitimate like human carrying drone taxi service.
We play so kids play for free. That's the creepiest fucking tag ever.
What is it?
It literally says for theirs, we play so kids play for free. That's their fucking tagline.
Yeah, I'm not doing business with that company.
What is it?
You might be looking
Which
at
company?
something different.
I think
bro.
you're at jeffreyepstein.com / didn't kill himself.
Volo City. It's VOLOCITY,
Just
right?
type in Volocopter, bro. Type in Volocopter.
I mean, that's got to be Velocity. If that's not Velocity, I need to have a fucking talk with
It's
the
literally-
with
You
the
guys have a
marketing
link
team.
to the website I'm talking about.
You're the link.
Let's finish this with some high quality random faces just browsing their web.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would use that, dude.
Absolutely, dude. It would
I would
be a
use that.
freaking blast. I want one. I don't even want to
Yeah.
share it with anybody. I want mine own.
Look at the. If you scroll down, you have that guy that like clearly crashed his bike and needs emergency assistance by
And the
helicopter.
Volocopter is
Yeah.
just taking its time.
Well, we put a band-aid on your knee, and it's gonna be $140,000.
I wonder how much a taxi ride would be in that thing. I don't think it would be
I
that
think-
crazy.
Depending on where you're at and what you want to do, like
Yeah, how many of them there are.
yeah, and how many different like stations there are. Like eventually they'll probably have like places where like just areas all
They'd
over
have
like,
bullshit.
distribution of people.
They'd have bullshit restrictions, and they'd be like, "Well, I realize both your legs are broken, but the
Can't
government."
bleed in here, so
No, the government has this thing where we can't even fly close to the hospital, so we have to fly you to one of our bases, which is 23 miles away from the hospital. I know we were only 2 blocks from the hospital when we picked you up, but this is how it's got to be.
Well, you just drop them out then, parachute them down, fuck them.
sure.
Yeah, just throw them down in a
Well,
fucking.
By land, that's just a waste of time anyway.
Is
Well, we're trying
hospital
to-
airspace reserved? I would imagine above the hospital is like
Yeah,
reserved
that's what I'm
airspace.
saying. They wouldn't
Probably.
even be able to fuck with it. Just throw them out in one of those fucking. Pretty much a straight jacket with a parachute on top.
Drop them.
Yeah.
Those of you listening at home, type in the word Volocopter. VOLOCOPTER.
Mm-hmm.
They even have Volaport.
Because apparently Volo City just takes you to like Jeffrey Epstein's website or whatever.
It does. It's literally a sports program.
We
apparently.
play, so I don't even want to repeat it.
I screen shared it a little bit back just to show.
A little bit
how
back.
ridiculous.
There's a bunch of kids playing in a fucking fully tinted helicopter.
They also make the Volo drone.
They also make.
Yeah, the Volo
Raptors.
drone carries 440 pounds.
They're called
400
Velocity
oh, sorry,
Raptors.
40 kilometers.
That's crazy. 440 pounds, 40 kilometers.
Huh.
Yeah, I would imagine that's probably 20 because it's got to make a round trip there and back to charge.
Not if it's a suicide bomber.
That's true.
Jesus.
That's definitely true.
We always like to end on a light note.
Yeah.
Speaking of suicide, I hope you all have a great day.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, for some
God.
reason, I mean, we should probably. Now I feel obligated to like throw the suicide hotline in the description or something.
Do it. Just throw it out.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Throw it out.
Just threw it up. All right, guys. That is the show this week. Please dislike and unsubscribe. I hate you all.
Also, you want to do a little tiny research on your own? Type in the words monkey chimera into Google. Check it out.
Monkey
Also,
chimera.
Devil's Anus Banana.